If you're going to be healthy, then you have to be in motion. It's a well-known fact that if we're not in motion, our joints freeze up, our muscle tone decreases, and we become subject to illness, such as arthritis and diabetes and all other kinds of illness, because we're not in motion. And we tend today to be a very passive society. Just look around you. What's the number one health issue today? Well, one of the number one health issues today is obesity. And why are we obese? Because we're not in motion. Or we're sitting on our couches as couch potatoes, popping popcorn and chips and drinking beer or soda. And we're just chilling out, watching Netflix or flipping through our cell phones or something else, but we're not in motion. And because we're not in motion, we're not being truly human. Because to be truly human, we have to be a whole person. And we have to be a person who's physically fit to do all things. And if we're not in motion, our immune system isn't being challenged, and our body isn't being challenged, and therefore we're not fit to be human. Now, in order to do that, we need to be in motion. And how do we set ourselves in motion? Well, we set ourselves in motion by walking or exercising or lifting weights or doing something else that's healthy, eating healthy, and doing all the right things. Now, if we do this for our physical health, what are you doing about your spiritual health? Is your spiritual health in motion? Now, how do you get your spiritual health in motion? Well, first of all, it comes from spiritual exercise. Now, what are spiritual exercises? Like physical exercises, they tone up the muscles and they strengthen the bones and they make you a healthier person. And in our spiritual life, we have to do the same thing. We have to put our spiritual muscle into max. And this begins by starting off with setting some time out of your day, no matter how small it is, to start to reflect on our spiritual side. It's not easy today to reflect. It's not easy today to focus. We've lost the art of focusing because our life is so distracted. Our life is made up of sound bites that are 30-second long or TikTok values. That's all our life is made up of. We watch TV and we're constantly being distracted by commercials. And because we're so addicted to our cell phones, our attention span, if it's 30 seconds, that's a large amount. So to learning how to focus today is a real challenge. And so how do you do that? Well, first of all, you have to take some time out, just 2 or 3 minutes at a time, to just say, I want to be quiet. I want to clear my mind of all things. And I just want to focus on one thing. Choose something. Maybe it's a candle. Maybe it's a picture. Maybe it's a sound of something that's very beautiful playing in your background. But just take some time to get rid of the stuff that's in your mind that's keeping you from that focused moment. And it's not going to be easy because we're so addicted to being distracted. But once we learn the art of focusing, once we learn the art of mindfulness, then we can start to change the focus of our life to something from being a distracted 30-second soundbite to something that's more important, a sense of stillness and quiet and communication with the God that loves you. And so take away a couple minutes just now to just be quiet. Just be still. Try to get everything out of your mind except a blankness, a void, a quietness, a stillness. Throw away all the distractions that are in your life and just listen to your stillness. Oh, I know it's going to be hard the first time you do this, or the first couple of times you do this, because as soon as you start to get that void, everything is going to start to come into your head. Distraction after distraction after distraction. And you have to keep focusing to get rid of it, to get rid of it. And it's not easy. It's hard. Just like exercise, it's hard. But with practice, you will be able to overcome that, and you will see in your life that if you focus, you will have less distraction. And when you have less distraction, that void will start to be filled. But what it's filled with is your choice. You can fill it with junk again, 30-minute distractions, or you can fill it with a conversation with the God that loves you. And when you do, your life is about to change. Your life will become more peaceful, less agitated. You'll have less anxiety, less depression. Your life will be happier. But it's your choice. You can choose what you want to distract yourself with. So if you're going to distract yourself with anything, let that distraction be from God. Let Him come into your life and be your best friend. Oh, we've lost the art of communication. With all this electronic communication we have today, we don't know how to talk to one another. Oh yeah, we need emojis and alphabet soup with all those kind of things like LOL and all that other kind of stuff. That's not communication. That's just trying to get connected to somebody. But we are so now detached from the real art of communication. We don't know how to communicate anymore. When was the last time you penned somebody a message? You wrote them a note or a letter? When was the last time you really picked up the phone and had a conversation with somebody? Or went and visited somebody and visited them face to face? And this is what God wants us. He wants us to have a face-to-face relationship with Him because He's the Father of our love. He's our Creator. He made us to be who we are. He loves us and He wants us to have a relationship with Him. And if we don't do that, we're missing out on the best thing we have. We are children of a God who loves us. And as such, we need to sit at the feet of Jesus and the Father, and we need to talk to Him like a child. So when we have communication, we have to practice that. It's a skill and it's an art. And God wants to communicate that art to us. And He does at every single moment of our life. At every single moment of our life, God is present to us. Except we're so distracted, we don't pay attention to it. So maybe if your life is to change and you are to be a more spiritually healthy person, then learn the art of communication. And the art of communication is to be in the presence of God, to talk to Him as your best friend. Try it. It will change your life.